What's up, idols? It's CC Lesson 3. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. This video is for every music lover out there, but specifically we're talking about K-pop today. Every K-pop fan needs to be outraged by the information I'm about to share with you. Fans need to boycott this company, and this doesn't just apply to K-pop, though we are talking about K-pop specifically because even Ariana Grande was just complaining about this the other day. Even Mexico's president is getting involved. South Korea is making fundamental changes, and I think every other country needs to do the same. Before we dive in, I just want to apologize because on Saturday's Patreon video, I said that today we'd be getting the YouTube/Patreon story time, but when I found out the information I'm about to tell you, I just have to yap about it. I need to make sure that everyone is aware of this, as many people as possible. Also, as we get into today's topic, I want to start reading my favorite comments in videos again. I used to do that back in like 2020 where I would read some of my favorites and you could be featured in the video. I'm going to start doing that again. So if you want the chance to be featured, then comment below. Speaking of Patreon, if you guys would like the chance to join, there's a link in the description for you there. To celebrate Valentine's Day, I have a coupon available if you'd like to join my Patreon. But yeah, anyway, we are gonna talk about Ticketmaster in this video and how they are so much more evil than you could ever realize. Ticketmaster has fundamentally become a legal monopoly. Monopolies are all supposed to be illegal, one of the perils of capitalism. And yeah, there are other services like AXS, StubHub, SeatGeek, but yes, Ticketmaster is still a monopoly. The reason I want to talk about this now is because recently, about a week ago, a little more, BTS fans across the globe finally had the chance to secure their hands on some tickets and a chance to see the boys in person, in live, for real. A concert. BTS just opened ticket sales for their highly anticipated world tour, their first tour in years, finally reuniting after COVID and mandatory military enlistment. And let me tell you, on January 22nd and January 23rd, all I saw on my timeline were stories and posts about how trying to navigate Ticketmaster and secure your tickets for BTS was a literal war zone. Some celebrated as they got their hands on these elusive tickets, and some were absolutely heartbroken because they couldn't. People were getting flagged as bots even though they're actual, real, living, breathing people. And we all know about the insane resale scam, the scalpers, but there's a whole lot more y'all need to know about that. So on January 22nd, BTS tickets were open to Army members. They had priority and early access. People were still unable to get their hands on tickets for several reasons. One, they were just gone, sold out in an instant, or at least they appeared that way. Two, the absolutely insane and diabolical ticket price markups. This somehow led to the president of Mexico complaining and trying to reach out to Korea's government to perform more shows in Mexico for her citizens because she said something about there only being 150,000 available tickets, but millions of fans in Mexico want the chance to see BTS. Even the cheapest, worst possible seat in the house was like $800. But the bottom line is they know, and when I say they, I mean Ticketmaster, scalpers, bots. Again, there's a lot to get into in this video. They all know that BTS fans will sell a kidney for the chance to see their boys in real life and support their favorite artists. I'm not gonna lie, and I know I'm in the minority here because I wasn't all that hype about going to see them this time around. I've never been to see BTS. A lot of you have asked. I've never seen them in concert. I don't really go to concerts that much in general. But seeing the hype and how overly competitive and ridiculous these tickets were, the demand just made me lose interest. I like to go to concerts that are reasonably priced and maybe from artists that aren't as big, like 1OK Rock. They should be bigger. I believe all of my friends in the UK secured their BTS tickets no problem. I think the UK does a pretty good job of monitoring Ticketmaster and making sure they don't do what they're doing in the States or Mexico or other countries in the world. What's crazy is I even started to see ads on Instagram with people reselling their BTS tickets because they're just trying to make money. They're not actually BTS fans. They're scalpers. And one thing I actually didn't know is next month, there is actually a trial for the Ticketmaster CEO. We're gonna get into that too. And this leads me to another question. If you've secured your BTS tickets, how easy or difficult was it and what country are you in? So basically, after this merger between Live Nation and Ticketmaster, they made this financial loop that's really hard to break into and really hard to break up. Live Nation manages over 400 major artists. Naturally, these artists go on tour and need to promote their concerts and tours and upcoming projects. Live Nation books these tours and manages the artists. Live Nation owns a lot of these venues, nearly 400 venues globally. These venues have exclusive contracts to sell their tickets through Ticketmaster, and then that money goes right back into investing in more artist management for Live Nation, more promotions, and the loop continues. All that combined with the fact that Live Nation will literally punish any venue who does not sell their tickets exclusively through Ticketmaster. If you're a venue who doesn't sell your tickets through Ticketmaster exclusively, they will punish you by not using your venue for other events. And this isn't just concerts, even sports events, for example. And this is why monopolies are supposed to be illegal, because to prevent capitalism from getting out of control, you need healthy competition. If one company owns everything, they can do whatever they want and you can't do anything about it. If you want to compete with Live Nation x Ticketmaster to make the prices more fair, you'd have to enter all of these markets en masse at the same time to even have a chance to hope to break their loop. The venues, the artist management, the promotion capability, etc. No one can challenge them, and that's why they can keep doing what they want to do. I mean, I remember seeing all the memes where people secure their BTS tickets, for example. The ticket could initially be like $75 or whatever. But at the end, because of taxes and the what you gonna do about it fee and the cry about it fee and the because I can fee, you end up paying nearly double. But there's one particular incident I want to talk to y'all about so you can see just how evil this monopoly is. Barclays Center in New York, very famous venue. Not that long ago, they considered selling their tickets through SeatGeek instead of Ticketmaster. And a Live Nation executive sent a threat telling them to reconsider and to rethink about it, along with a winking emoji. The Barclays Center decided to switch anyway. They went to SeatGeek. But this led to Live Nation skipping the Barclays Center as a venue to host upcoming shows. And as their revenue went down at the Barclays Center, eventually they had to crawl back to Ticketmaster and agree to sell exclusively through Ticketmaster. AXS is another ticketing site you can book tickets through. They managed to secure a show in Georgia for a band called Matchbox 20. They ended up losing that concert suddenly. And there was a Live Nation executive who explained that they lost that slot because of 3 letters, AXS. And this led to an investigation that found that venues that switched away from Ticketmaster lost at least 5 shows or more than the venues who stayed loyal to Ticketmaster. There was another incident from an Australian company. They were called TEG Live. They used StubHub to sell tickets for an LA Coliseum event. Live Nation threatened to deny entry to patrons who booked their tickets through StubHub instead of Ticketmaster. Even though they paid for the ticket and they're at the door of this venue, they threatened to not let them in if they didn't get their ticket through Ticketmaster. So StubHub was forced to stop selling tickets. Eventually, TEG Live shut down, and Live Nation bought TEG Live, acquiring more mass for their monopoly. When you compete with them, your company dies, your business dies. When you don't do what they want, they make sure you suffer for it. And when I tell you we need to boycott Ticketmaster x Live Nation, I mean that. Now, let's talk about what I found personally to be the most compelling as I did research into this scam. Have you heard of Trade Desk before? This is a secret platform built by Ticketmaster for ticket scalpers. By the way, this is well known. This was exposed back in 2018. A CBC journalist went undercover and posed as a professional scalper or ticket reseller. Ticketmaster is helping scalpers scalp these tickets because they make more money. Ticketmaster collects a fee when scalpers buy the initial, original, normal price ticket. When the scalper relists that ticket on Ticketmaster as available, there's another fee Ticketmaster gets to collect. They collect a fee once again after that ticket is resold. Yeah, when I found out there were bots doing this, brother,
this guy stinks!
Not to mention dynamic pricing. Prices go up based on demand, like in real time. Imagine seeing a ticket for $90. You're like, oh my God, yay, I can afford it. I love this band. I can't wait to go see them. And while you're in the queue for that $90 ticket, the ticket price goes up in real time because the demand is there. It's nothing but greed to drain us all. And K-pop fans in particular are so dedicated. We want to support our favorite artists, but I doubt they would want us to go to their shows if they knew the ridiculous money we were spending on these tickets. It's not like they get a cut. It's not like if their ticket is $100 and it's sold for $1,010 that they get that cut. They don't. I mean, at this point, Ticketmaster and Live Nation have become our drug dealers. They know we don't have any other options because they make sure to cancel out all the competition. And they know how desperately we want to see these artists perform. And they know there is nothing we can do about it. These people generate billions in revenue through hidden fees and ticket scalping. Because by the way, unfortunately, it was our boy Obama who back in 2009 approved this merger between Ticketmaster and Live Nation. Rare L for Obama. So the trial for that is March 2nd of 2026. But given everything else going on in the States right now, I'm not very optimistic. Given all the open corruption and unlawful behavior, I don't know. But so far, there are 40 out of 50 states on board to demerge Live Nation and Ticketmaster. And of course, Live Nation ex Ticketmaster is fighting this. They're using lobbyists, which is a fancy word for bribery, gun lobby, Israel lobby, big pharma lobby, etc. They're trying to pay politicians and give them campaign donations to look the other way and let this merger just be. They even donated $500,000 to Trump's inaugural committee. So this is why I said we need to boycott, okay? None of this will matter. None of this evil greed, this monopoly that should not have been allowed in the first place, Obama. Sorry, I'm mad at you about that. But none of this will matter if we're not giving them what they want. If we're not giving them our money, they will be forced to change. Words from Fred Rosen, the Ticketmaster warlord himself, said, quote, "I have no sympathy for the people whining about high ticket prices. The public brought this all on themselves." A word? No fan should pay hundreds or thousands of dollars for tickets, especially when it's not even going towards our favorite artists. Now, obviously, our artists make money when we show up, but they don't benefit from the hidden fees and the scalping. Imagine as an artist, right? A world popular artist, I don't know, global, you're popular, people want to see you. But imagine it gets to the point where only the wealthiest of wealthy people can even afford to go see your shows. Only rich fans can afford to see you in concert. And this is especially flawed for K-pop when you consider how young K-pop fans tend to be. They don't have that kind of money lying around. But I do want to leave this on some good news because, like I said, Korea is doing something about this. A few days ago, Korea passed a law that bans ticket scalping. This came after BTS tickets were as high as 15 million won in Korea, aka about 11,000 USD for a single ticket. They passed more revisions to the Copyright Act, the Public Performance Act, and the National Sports Promotion Act. Before these revisions, if someone used bots or other automated software to buy up tickets to a venue, they were merely fined or had some other small penalty. But now all acts to scalp tickets is straight up banned in South Korea. You will be fined 50 times the cost of the initial ticket value. And any of the money you earned from scalping will be confiscated by police. You didn't make a dime, so don't risk it. They're planning to heavily monitor this sort of activity from now on. You can read more about all that in this article. I'll link it below, but it's so nice to finally see government doing something about this. Like I said, I'll be honest, I'm skeptical about there being actual change in the US because it's an evil US company that is making a lot of money right now, and money earns you favor. And that's the problem with capitalism. Like, a lot of people think if you want to regulate capitalism, you're a communist, you're a socialist. I think there's a healthy combination of all three. Capitalism needs to be monitored and regulated. Otherwise, greed will just run everything. Skirt the law, skirt the rules, skirt the order because you're being paid to do so. So yeah, let me know how you guys feel about all this, because when I found out that there were literally bots that are buying these tickets before you get the chance to.
Happy Hunger Games, and may the odds be ever in your favor.
Like, as I said, I'm not really a big concert person. I've been to a few, but my friend Marika, we went to see JB a few years ago, which wasn't really hard to get tickets to see just him because he's popping, but he's not that popular, right? Watching the process, how she had her phone open, she had her tablet open, she had her laptop open just in case, because you need to be in the queue on multiple devices to hopefully get a ticket. And sometimes you're kicked out of the queue and you need to rejoin and you lose your slot and then it's sold out. And I was just like, it's not worth it. I'm sorry. To me, I tried to see Linkin Park back in 2024 and I joined as soon as it opened at the O2. It's an arena, but I was like 73,000th in the queue, and I know that venue's not that big, so I knew I wasn't gonna be able to see them, but I waited until the moment I could. I woke up, I set an alarm, and I still didn't have a chance to get no tickets. So yeah, there needs to be a lot of work done. And this is just one of the perils of evil monopolies being able to open and do business as usual. The fact that they have a platform that helps ticket scalpers because they know it will help them make more money in the end is crazy. When you prioritize profit over your consumer, there's a massive problem. And that's why competition is healthy, because if I don't like you or my experience with you, then I go to someone else. But when you're literally punishing other venues and other websites and other services for trying to compete with you, dog. Anyway, I don't want to yap too long. Be on the lookout for my story time coming soon. It is going to be a Patreon x YouTube one, because like the ad friendly stuff will be here and the not so friendly stuff will be there on Patreon. I had been with him for nearly 10 years of my life when suddenly I found out not only was there another woman, but she was pregnant by him. Struggling with my own fertility issues really made me feel that punch directly to my gut. My friends knew I needed a pick-me-up. I needed something to excite me, to heal me, to help me get over the betrayal and the heartbreak. This is why we finally decided to take a trip to Korea. Unfortunately, we only managed to go for 10 days, but we definitely did a lot in those 10 days. It was me and 2 of my friends for 10 days, and it was all of our first times in Korea. When we landed, we had no time to waste. We ate everything that looked delicious, we bought whatever we thought looked good, and we did whatever we wanted. That included spending all night in the club. I'm not joking. The first night we went out, we stayed out until the club closed at 9 a.m. and we didn't sleep until later that afternoon. And when we woke up just in time to do it all over again the next day. And this is the night that I want to tell you about when shit got wild. Don't get me wrong, the first night was wild, but this one was wild with a man. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you did, remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Annyeong!